Back. Cool. Okay, let me make sure the YouTube side of things is back. I think it is. Okay. I don't know when it died. Let's go back to like
another
here.
Another thing about this game is the physics are tied to frame rate. So when if it fluctuates at all, oh, there we go.
So as I was saying, I probably cut me off at some point. Maybe I explained all this offline. But like this part is so incredibly dark that we have to pull out the lighter anyways. That when I got this part, knowing how long that just took for me to do, like I knew I had to just completely lock in because messing up this trick was just like, it would be a disaster. Having messed up Sukutai with other stuff going wrong. Like, I didn't really care too much about my time. I just knew it wouldn't be like a good look. Because also this part could take a long time yet again. So I was like, I'm just going to shut the fuck up. I'm just going to...
Now we're out of downs.
Lock it in.
We're going to pay very close attention to how much damage we take each time we drop down. So we lost 1 bar there. We're going to walk off of here, take another bar, because we maximize pretty much the whole thing. There's a little bit of wiggle room near the end, but we really want to play it safe.
You're not really supposed to take damage there, which is bad.
This is
Might have to heal.
No, I should be fine here if I hit this. So we also don't want like any momentum when we're doing these drops, otherwise we go flying. So make sure
Not over bouncing, but if like your momentum just like sends you flying.
we need to land on.
There we go.
And wait for a little regen to come through.
Yeah, we're waiting for the regen of our first bar to maximize our healing items.
So we get lucky, we'll just take 1 thing of damage here.
There you go.
Now we're just really gonna...
So boosting now, it's just like when you walk off the edge, if you're not like just tiptoeing over, like that's how you fall like straight down. You just go like flying. Like instead of going here, you'll like end up way over there with just normal walking speed, is what it is. So you gotta be like really like tiptoeing to just fall a little bit.
Drop down on the... There we go.
And we're gonna wait once again for our health to come
Just
back.
to be super safe, but sprinting onto this Jeep shouldn't take much damage.
Let's eat some more food, shall we? So we're really just
a skip. Honestly, like this skip isn't the biggest. It's skip saving Gina and like going down the way normally. It's not like the biggest time save in the world. Like maybe perfectly like 2 minutes. We also don't have to deal with the enemies here, so maybe a little bit more than that. Like maybe 2.5, possibly 3. Like first try, you get like stuck in that one spot by the elevator super quickly. But yeah, it's not like a major thing.
Second, and it's melee combat.
You also can't take any of your consumables to the next section, so you're gonna use that.
So if not only the game, if the PC likes me, if Steam likes me, and the save's copied over correctly, we will be able to skip this cutscene. If not, we're in for a really big cinematic moment, which might be a little glitchy. Oh, a skip there. Hold on.
Moment of truth. There we go.
All right.
Oh. It's like legitimately a 5-minute cutscene. It is a big thing. But yeah, there's stuff with Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
The Great Circle holds the power of like flooding the...
If we had to watch that cutscene, this run would have been overestimate, even with the extension to 130 instead of 125. Just because everything else went wrong. So the fact that we could skip it was just like... Not only that, it's like on the other save file where I couldn't skip it, the fight was completely bugged out where it would not actually continue. And that's kind of more what I was worried about. Like, if we have to watch the cutscene, fine. Tech is fine with it. We have the extra 5 minutes. But if we couldn't complete the run because it like bugged out, like that's a much bigger problem. But yeah, it's worked out. Luckily.
And yeah, it was Noah who used the Great Circle before to get all of the animals. That's how he did it. That's kind of the lore. And Voss wants to harness that power, but he knows karate, so we need to kind of beat him up.
Yeah, so just to talk a little bit about the melee fighting mechanics in this game, there's not much to it, but we can do punch chains, and we charge attacks, and we can also parry incoming hits. So fighting Voss is usually going to be dodging out of the way of his attacks, hopefully, because whenever we get hit, we do like a recovery animation like that, and then parrying like that, because once you parry an attack, you can do like 2-3 punches back to back really quickly.
Yeah, but if you're kind of wondering like how the Brawler books played apart, in my testing, like he normally takes like 40 punches or so. With Brawler 1 and 3, it's down to 20, so it like literally cuts it in half, and that's him going down. We have one more rope swing we go through. If you don't pay attention, it's really easy to miss, but there's this guy up here who's supposed to be taking care of Gina, which we hear here. And if just look up in the upper right.
I almost died trying to show this off.
She just pushes him straight off. Not a problem. Yeah, but we just need to do enough damage until she is ready to pull us up. One of the most annoying soft locks you can run into this game, which I think is patched at this point, but the game can actually spawn you in reverse here, so you're facing the other way, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Fun stuff.
Had enough?
Because if you reset checkpoint here, you have to do the first phase again.
So once we click on Gina's hand, the time is up. And that is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, 80% predicted.
Sheesh.
But I think overall, pretty happy with that. Thank you guys so much for everyone that donated, especially all the birthday donations. It means a lot. You know, I was part of the SGDQ Ambassador Program, raising money beforehand. So
This guy's fucking yapping.
my community showing up and donating so much, and then everyone donating here is just really cool to see. I will also be back on Thursday running the other game in the idtech engine that just came out a couple.
I was like pretty sure it was 8, but I almost said 7, so I just didn't say the number. That's why I just said the other game in the edtech engine. It's like, I don't want to be wrong in saying this, but
Let's go Doom. So if you want to see another modern FPS game get broken, that one, a little spoiler, has 25 or so frame perfect skips that we have to do through the entire run. So you're going to want to tune in for that if you haven't seen it. But if you guys want to shout out your runs, because they were both runners as well.
Oh yeah, sure. On Thursday night, I'm going to be running Castlevania Rondo of Blood, Maria, and that's always a good time. I've done it for previous GDQ events before, but this will be spectacular.
I'm on couch for the next run, Avowed, and then on Wednesday morning, I'm running Control Any Percent. Also, for anyone here who is on site, I'm doing a panel on glitch hunting tomorrow at 8 o'clock. So if you're on site and that sounds interesting to you, please show up and attend. Me, myself, Alright, another commentary, and Witherman, another runner here, have been working really hard on it the last couple weeks. So
Yeah, but one last shout out to the community behind this game, especially Matt. Like I said, he was there day one. He's run it all. Amazing runner. If you guys like those runs, you can check them out. You can check me out on twitch.tv/BloodThunder. Run all these games. This is my 27th. Doom will be my 28th, which is incredible. You know, a lot of people.
Yo, this guy just keeps yapping. Okay. Let me find Doom. Yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, sloppier than I wanted, but all things considered, like, most of it, I'm just going to complain about it being the monitor. It's too dark. I'm going to be honest. We'll blame monitor issues on that one. I'm not going to watch my interview back where we showcase the Mantle Warp stuff, just because I don't feel like I really need to. We'll just watch the run itself and talk about it. I'm also, once I get this set up, I'm going to take a bathroom break. Let's see. What day was this on? This is in the middle of the week. Oh, there it is. Cool. Probably also not going to watch the Boss Rush showcase, because once again, it's not technically my run, so I don't know how GDQ views that. As far as, like, They let you do stuff with your own run because you're the runner, but I don't know if you're like on couch commentary, how they view that. So I'm sure it would be fine, but you know, I'll let it be on me. That's into the run.
We don't condone killing the animals until Yeti Kid million says or
I am okay.
the
Okay, quick bathroom break, and then we'll watch this one too. Talk about it because I got some stuff to talk about for Doom. Oh man, Doom. Give me a moment. Did I see Born of Osiris tour of the Browning later this year? I didn't. Is that like newly announced? Think so? Ooh. Let me see if they come anywhere near me. Probably not. They never do. The Browning, the one band I want to see more than any other band. They never come anywhere near me. And they don't again. Awesome. Cool. Thanks, Johnny. Oh boy. Doom. Let's set the stage for Doom the Dark Ages at SGDQ. So this was not accepted through submissions, which some people have complained about having games chosen after second submission period, just like all the new games I get in. But this, along with Mario Kart World, whatever the new Mario Kart game is, were handpicked by GDQ. It was either new games that they wanted specifically at the marathon, and I was asked to do this with the Boss Rush incentive with Retro afterwards. So we knew this was on the schedule, and we knew that was going to be an incentive, but like leading up to it, because they never figure out like pricing for incentives along the way, what it was going to be. But we also knew it was after Super Metroid, which Save Kill the Animals is notoriously just a black hole for donations. So we knew it wasn't going to be a actual like, we need to raise 20,000, 50,000, whatever for this. It was going to be a milestone, right? And as the event went on, it's like, all right, day of, this one was like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. East, like 9 p.m. Central Time, maybe around like noon. I got told it was going to be the $1 million mark. So I was meeting with my host, I was meeting with some staff members, with Rideshow and stuff, being like, all right, there's going to be a big push to hit the million, which is a big number. Push for the incentive. So we were like, kind of like, all right, this is where we can talk about it. This is where we can hype up the bosses. This is where we have the bosses in any percent. This is where we can talk about it. And like a lot of the commentary and stuff was going to be pushing that. Then we get up on stage and, you can see the total right there in the middle. Before the run even starts, we're already past it. So like all of our commentary plans for a lot of it, like a lot of the downtime, is already gone. It's already out the window. So it's like, all right, we lost that. We can't really hype up the incentive like to get more money because it's already met, which is cool. We can hype up the incentive, but it's not quite the same. So that was already kind of like a little wrench in the plan. But kind of like Indiana Jones, because it runs on IdTech. It has like the same save file thing, and my save files for Doom did not copy over to the like stage PCs, which is fine because you can skip cutscenes in Doom where you can't in Indy. But I had to rebind all of my controls, which there's a lot. There's a lot of controls, a lot of accessibility options, all of those things. One thing I was testing beforehand that I found right before the run, we'll get to it in the Dragon section, but like I couldn't dodge properly the same way. Which is like, if you watch my runs at home, I always dodge up when I can. That just wasn't working with however I set the keybinds. And like, I don't know, a minute before they're like, all right, it's time for you to go, I just tried dodging down and that worked. So I was like super freaked out about that. Commentary plans out the window. And I know I have to like do all of these crazy mantle warps, and like forest skip and stuff like that. Just setting the stage. And then some other stuff happens.
Dark Ages, any percent. BloodThunder, show us how it's done.
Oh my God, it's me.
All right. I am back yet again. Did Indiana Jones on Sunday. Now we're here with the other IdTech 8 engine game, Doom. Very different speedrun. That one had a lot of cinematics, a lot of just fun running through the world. We will not be running through the world if everything goes according to plan. You may have seen the interview earlier with the mantle warping, and now it's time to show you exactly how busted any percent has come over the past 2 months. The game's been out. It feels like it's been a long time, but it really hasn't. But yeah, once again, thank you guys for reaching that 1 million and helping us to unlock the incentive afterwards. Another round of applause for that. Yeah, it's incredible. Every single dollar towards Doctors Without Borders is just simply amazing. So hitting 1 million so early is really cool. Before we hop into this, I'll let my couch introduce themselves.
Hi, yeah, my name is Meta. I run various FPS movement type stuff. I'm a big Doom fan. I don't know if you can see, I have the tattoo thing. Very big Doom fan. I'm so happy to be here, BT. Thank you for having me on. And yeah, I mean, 1 million, everybody. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Heck yeah, dude. Thankfully, after hitting that 1 million, Mr. Rytro here will be giving us a special showcase. Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, guys. If you stick around for after, max sliders, all the final bosses done back to back, and I will gladly try to put on my best performance. But yeah, I'm a Dark Ages runner, challenge runner. 100% is my main deal, but any percent is fascinating as hell, as you will see.
I'm just gonna say these cameras don't do me any justice. I hate looking at myself here, but like the photos the photography team took this time around, oh my god. Holy. I don't know, it's like a soft lighting. Maybe I'm not even like in focus properly.
People are not huge fans of Doom any percent usually because it's super broken if you've watched the previous ones. So if ever at any point you're watching this, you're like, wow, I wish I could see how awesome the combat is. At the very end, you'll see the max difficulty stuff. And usually there's like a $5 train we can start going.
Is that just in the VOD or did that just happen?
Can we point? Yeah, and before we start going, people are not huge fans of Doom any percent usually because it's super broken if you've watched the previous ones. So if ever at any point you're watching this, you're like, wow, I wish I could see how awesome the combat is. At the very end.
Oh no, it's just in the VOD.
Difficulty stuff.
Nice.
And usually there's like a $5 train we can start going. For Doom, can we get a $6.66 train going?
Yeah.
Yeah, we will load in. We're just doing Aspiring Slayer. We're not going to mess with any of the sliders. This category is just done with all of the base stuff intact.
Rip, I'm too young to die.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess we can talk about the audio thing because it's what I'm gonna kind of harp on. Bring it up a couple times early on here. So the run after this is the four-player Halo run, and it was clear to me once they set this up, especially as the run goes on, and especially when we get into Rytro Showcase, that production just stopped caring about what was happening on stage. So they didn't have it in their headphones, but the entire time in my headphones, I heard production talking. So like they can talk together, so they can like communicate about what's coming up next, what's happening on stage, their plans, which is supposed to be typically muted in your headset unless they need to talk to you about something like, hey, we're going on a pause, we're going to fix this, blah, blah, blah. They didn't mute that. So the entire time I'm hearing their comms about what's going on, like on stage and for Halo. Meta and Rytro didn't have this. It was just for me. And there's a part I'll specifically mention where it was very clear to me that they just weren't gonna care. So I just rolled with it. It's also I kind of stopped talking a little bit throughout the run and kind of just let my couch do it because it's impossible to pay attention to mantle warping, commentating, listening to my couch talk, listening to the host talk, who I could hear this time where I couldn't for Indiana Jones, and also having like all of production talking over the game, which is really, really annoying. But yeah, well,
That was too young to die, fortunately.
for now, we'll just continue.
So we're going to load in, and then once we skip this cutscene, time will start, and we will, as you saw earlier, start breaking the game. So skip this in. 3, 2, 1.
They started the time early.
Good luck, good luck.
Yeah, let's get this done.
All right. So you saw it in the interview we did earlier with Bobby. We're just going to jump up here, hope to hit the right frame, and
No, Power Butter's not been involved for many, many, many years.
Yeah, and we're at
And we're at the end.
First try, nice.
that's basically level 1. We're going to go through this little turret section where we just have to
I also want to really see the comments on this one.
skype 3 times with the bolt. But I'm sure we have some lovely donations.
A little audio cut out there.
1 million marks. So Bobby, if you want to take us away for a little bit here.
Absolutely. How about this $1,000 donation
Whoa.
from For Hope, My Love, saying in honor of Pops for the Millie. And we have a $75 donation from Andreas that says, more Doom is more Doom. Ooh. And we got a
I guess that missed. Like I really waited and that still didn't hit. It's kind of weird.
So, in case you're wondering, all that's going on here, it's basically an auto-scroller. This Titan needs to be right-clicked with the charge attack just 3 times, and then you leave, and it's as simple as that.
Yeah, and I purposely delay it because some of the shots can just miss, but yeah, it looks like we have to go for a 4th shot anyways. Just giving a new coat of paint over here.
He's just
the red.
Ominously looming.
Yeah, thankfully, so, you know, being able to teleport
The audio cut out.
you know, wonderful, and it truly is, obviously. It's very, very powerful, but we do have restrictions in play here. End-level triggers, whether that is, you know, a door needs to open, an enemy needs to be killed. We do have limits, and that, in my opinion, makes the routing more interesting, so.
Yeah, we'll see that here in just a second, but we're going to pick up our handy-dandy saw upgrade.
The most obvious upgrade for a shield, a chainsaw, obviously. Oh, look, he's just going to check the map and, wonder what's going to happen here.
Okay, little buffer.
Okay.
Just barely missed the death plane.
First try, first frame, but it's wrong location.
Okay, so I'm curious, is that based on the height that you started the warp from, or?
Yeah, so whenever you mantle warp, the height of where you mantle is conserved through the warp, but your grid location isn't. So in other words, BT.
Also, Reicher really carried the comms for this because he told me like right beforehand, or maybe it was in, like the practice room. He was actually like working on like an 80% kind of explained video for this, so he actually is like very up to date on the current tech. So like I didn't have to like Meta knows some of the tech, but he didn't really run the mantle warp version of 80%. So he's not really familiar with that route, which is a big part of the route itself. But yeah, Reicher really carried this. Already hearing production? Yeah. This whole time I'm just hearing production. They're not like as loud as like the comms in my ears, but I can like, it's like a little bit of a voice just like constantly there.
Still has the same height here, but warps into the death plane beneath the arena.
Gotcha, yeah, so we're moving on the X and Y axis.
No Z. We're moving X and Y, no Z. And this fight ends, its end level trigger is tied to this combat, so BT will just go through it expertly. There's a concept in this game known as...
Yeah, people are wondering about like dropping the frame rate, which like Indy, I leave my frame rate up here, which this intended thing's in the way. Just to show like when I do the mantle warps, I'm intentionally dropping it. It is funny, that's like such a big thing with these comments, like... How's he dropping his frames? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's unfortunately just like one of those things that like, because we had the interview before of like breaking down, it's really hard to like go over the specifics of it while also doing it. Without just, once again, slowing down to do it.
Reaches its next state. BT will just basically go from every required demon to required demon to required demon, shooting them with the combat shotgun, throwing the chainsaw shield at them, basically optimizing as much DPS because you can use both hands at once in this game.
And it may look like this is only what we're supposed to have for this, but in the first level we skip, what, 2 weapons and the melee weapon as well?
There is no melee weapon, yes.
Yeah, we've missed the pulverizer, or the shredder.
The shredder. And we
the
missed
accelerator.
And the gauntlet.
Yeah, so the gauntlet's kind of the big
yeah.
thing because when we hit enemies with that, we can get ammo back. So we'll have to be really careful with this big leader boss if you guys want to talk about that.
Yeah, leader mechanics are basically just boss variants of enemies. Certain encounters have them, and once you destroy them, you get a little stat increase as a thank you.
The shield is not considered melee for the same purposes. It is like a melee weapon if you want to get technical about it, but it doesn't have like the same charge system of like getting ammo back for that, which is why this fight's annoying.
BT here has no way to refill ammo because of the lack of a melee weapon. This game's built around the combat loop of melee, refills your gun ammo, use your gun to kill things to get health, and then things...
Also, I knew I wasn't going to get the kill on this Pinky with 4 shots, so I just killed this
and it all continues.
Hell Knight to get ammo back real quick.
Something I love just about any percent in general, it depends on the game, but you know, you're skipping so much stuff, and then when the game does force you to play through some content, it is extra challenging, and BT's just absolutely tearing through it here.
Yeah, so all those glory strikes you saw, Glory Strikes, when enemies flash purple, are also instances where you can get back armor.
Little water,
and it's
little
a
water.
melee attack, but you don't need a melee weapon to do it, so routing them in is actually super necessary.
Yeah, so this is our first of our kind of gimmicky levels, if you want to call them that, where we're going to be piloting the mech, but not in the way that you think. We're actually not going to mantle warp because we can't do a mantle warp, but we were going to have a fun trip.
Butts McGee is a wild name.
Yeah, just watch, yeah. And we're on top of the invisible wall on the side of the map, yeah. Physics-wise, how that works is that there's this little like mechanic of when you clip into something, there's a force that tries to make the two objects be separate, otherwise they wouldn't be two objects. So that combined with, you know, redirecting our speed by hitting a slanted angle on the surface. Oh, precise setup.
That
Good.
is so, like, that line that BT just took is so thin.
So yeah, so collision ejection plus momentum redirection equals on top of invisible wall, and we're gonna skip half the level.
Yeah, and we're just walking across like incredibly small little walls, especially that one part I lined up for. It's like walking on like a sheet of paper kind of thin. And we're just skipping all of this combat. We can't skip the final fight of this, so we do have to drop back in, but we're just avoiding as many enemies as possible. We're going to try to avoid it falling in twice. We're just going to fall in here instead.
This is, oh yeah, this is actually even more, I think, this is more of a skip of the level than I had even last seen. That's wild.
Welcome to Titan Combat. It's Dark Souls. Hit things when they're not attacking. When they're attacking, use your iframes to dodge. It's Dark Souls.
There is actually, oh, you got it. So, okay, so what BT just did, I didn't expect you to get it first try. What BT just did is essentially, so we have this like super meter here, right? So you right click, you do like a super big punch. If you dodge within, I don't know what it is. It's essentially frame perfect. Everybody uses that term, right?
It is a really tight frame window.
Dodge at the exact right time. You will get the punch off with the damage, but keep the cooldown. And in theory, if you are super good at this game, you could chain them over and over and over again.
Runner looks so cool. He looks like I wish I looked in high school. Silver, you can look this cool too. I'm 32. I'm not in high school. You can. I'm screenshotting that.
Of course, that is ridiculously difficult, but...
So I'm actually purposely not filling up both my bars here because I can use the stomp attack, which is just half a bar, to interrupt his shielding and just allow me to keep fighting. You can potentially soft lock if things go wrong here.
I see, so it does... Hey, nice.
That's
Very
a nice
well
barrier
done.
core, yeah.
Very well done.
On to barracks. Can you guess what we're going to do in this level?
Maybe. Mantle Warp?
Mantle
I like
warps?
both those.
That's so real in response.
Mantle Warp.
Multiple mantle warps.
First Mantle Warp.
Oh yeah, you can hear my keyboard. I want to hear the swimming section.
Yeah, as long as we're not late and we're early, we can just buffer it.
I didn't realize it was that loud.
And we're out of bounds.
Hey, very
Congratulations,
nice.
people. We're going to look for a precise spot to swipe in and...
Get the checkpoint.
There's a checkpoint trigger there?
Checkpoint
What?
trigger.
Okay.
And we're in bounds. Congratulations, we skipped like half the level.
So one thing you're going to notice is we're going to pick up these rubies. We'll have gold routed in later. These are kind of our currency for getting weapon upgrades. There's one weapon we're going to fully upgrade once we get to it, but we're going to need 3 rubies, 250 gold, and 1 wraith stone. For now, we're going to deal with the Impaler, which is a pretty cool weapon, and then do some more mantle warps, because we need to pick up another ruby in this level. There was a lot of discussion when mantle warps were found. It's like, okay, which of the 3 rubies can we get like the quickest? And even that was like splitting hairs of like, people want to do it in this level, or if they want to do it.
Like that, just casual first try, first frame while commentating.
The level.
Yeah.
So we're going to pick this up and then head off to the fight, and I'll let you guys
Sheesh.
what's going to happen there.
Okay, so that was the first time we heard a Windows noise, which I have no idea why that was happening. I thought for like a brief moment when it was happening, maybe it was like sticky keys because I'm like tabbing, I'm hitting tab like multiple times. But then it like kind of keeps happening.
Very quickly, Doom the Dark Ages is a currency-based system, so all the upgrades for guns and whatnot are based on currency, like rubies. But BT will try to hit this.
That was too late.
Get to the end with the. Are you hearing a Windows sound, or is that?
I am
just-
hearing it. Yeah. That's okay. It's fine. All right, third time.
This is-
Yep, third time's
I think this is where we get it here.
Yep.
These are very, very precise, by the way. I won't
Frame
use
perfect, literally. By the way.
I was
And we
gonna
get
say,
it.
Hey, you got it. Very nice.
I don't remember how this fight
So, well, here's the
went.
Vagary champ.
Let's see.
AI is not designed to chase things near the edge of the arena, or so we think. So if we quickly run in this path near the edge of the arena, the Vagary can't see us. We are not in its detection. So we're just going to shoot it in the butt.
Yeah, this is the weak point, so if we can just hit it, not shoot his armor.
Oh, he turns there. Yep.
He just
Where's
has
that he is?
no idea.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Just fighting 90%. This is just, once again, we don't have a melee weapon, so ammo is a really big problem, which is why that setup's really nice. Also, a more recent update to this game, if you played it on launch, added some Mancubus to the arena, which aren't really a big deal, but they do kind of just make it more of a pain. Trying to get a stun so he goes down, we can shoot him in the back this way.
Nice.
Yeah, 100% Ultra Nightmare, those Mancubi are run killers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it is sticky keys, but sticky keys usually pops up over the game and says like, hey, do you want to
The run?
disable it or whatever? Oh, was it right there?
Oh, but the Vagary is down nicely. That is the
So right here, you can see my hand like reach out from my keyboard because I was hearing those things and I was like, I don't know if it's going to stop. I don't know what's causing it. On stage, for those that don't know, when you set up, like you have the monitor, you have all this stuff, and they have a little button next to you that you're supposed to hit if there's ever a problem that you don't want to call attention to, but you need to you want to stop to fix something. So in this case, I was like, I'm going to hit this button because we're coming up to the end of a level. We can take a break, figure out why Windows is making this stupid sound, and continue, which is what my hand's hitting up to do.
first boss of the run.
Yeah, good job.
I'm waiting for them to be like, all right, we'll go on break. You know, you need something.
Showcased in the boss rush later because
And I'm just not hearing anything back. I'm kind of going through this a little slow too, just to see if they do it.
of the regular enemies in at certain points.
And nothing.
Doom usual stuff. They give you.
And I'm like, this is the first time I've ever hit the button, and I'm just getting nothing. There's I can hear production in my ear talking about setting up Halo, and I hit the button, and just nothing, at all.
A boss enemy variant, and then that actually becomes.
So my other hand goes up, my right hand goes up, because I have my phone. I usually have my phone on the desk, either for notes, or if I want to have a timer so I know kind of how far into the run I am. I'm like, all right, they didn't do that. This is a part of the run where I'm pretty much holding forward. I can get on Discord and just type in the production chat hey, there's sounds. Which eventually through this level I give up on because I just couldn't type it fast enough. And it kind of stops on its own. But yeah, I'm 100% quite annoyed that the one time I actually did hit the button, production just didn't care. Because they were just focused on setting up Halo, which, it's a 4-player thing. They should be setting it up, but at the same time, it's when you're not paying attention to the current run, it's kind of not great. Now, I'm not going to watch Ritro's run because it's his run and not mine. I don't know how GDQ views that. If you watch that, there's also Halo noises bleeding through. For us in the headphones, I know on the stream, it's not that bad. For us, it was egregiously loud, right? It was blasting in our headphones, which is why we're making such a big deal of it on stage. Once again, production didn't focus on that at all. It was not until our host, Bobby, who did not have it in his headphones, heard us complaining about it so much, he literally went over to production and told them to fix it. That's the only reason that ever got solved. So yeah, I don't know who was working production on that one, but for this run and for Ritro's, very not happy with how things were handled behind the scenes, I will say. But we'll get it solved. The runs themselves went fine. Otherwise, it's just one of those things that in the moment did not feel great. To just be on stage having a game that was not only I didn't submit this run. Rytro didn't submit that. It was literally handpicked to be in the marathon and then just have it kind of shoved aside for the next run.
An enemy that they put into arenas later to kind of give you that power scaling feel.
Yeah, a little.
So you can
when
I'm not even looking at the game feed. I'm literally looking at my phone trying to type as quickly as I can with one hand.
has a boss fight in it.
I literally fly into the ground here, right? Like,
And welcome to the dragon section. This is Surat.
Hi, Surat.
Nothing bad will ever happen to him. Hey, they won't see it.
yeah,
These metal Spyro sections, best way to sum them up, he has a Gatling gun. There'll be some mechanics to this that we'll see about right
have I seen any of the other ones? I mean, I watched them like while I was there, but I've not really gone back and watched any. But yeah, this is where like the dodging, I always have to dodge down, which is super weird. I don't know what the keybind issue was, but like I literally couldn't dodge upwards.
Charges your attacks to go through enemy shields and increase damage, obviously. But the plasma cannon also has a neat ability to where it will fire as fast as you click it. So what BT here is just spamming the left click button as fast as possible, because that's faster than its regular fire rate, and using that to kill the turrets just a little bit quicker.
Yeah, and I think some interesting quirk is you can bind the fire to the scroll wheel, which obviously is very fast. But
I think at this point I give up. I'm just like, I just can't. I can't type what I need to.
sprint boost thing?
If you're sprinting or dodging, and if you overuse it, it will just break Surat into where you can't play the game.
I mean, I think literally after this point it stops happening. But if it like kept happening, I probably would have just been like, all right, we need to stop.
It's just one of the quirks of the game. It's why we love it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the scroll thing I'm not actually using in this run because it can soft lock and become really obnoxious. Yeah.
Not a marathon safe.
So dragon tutorial over. So we are going to explore the first level, the first dragon level of the run, Aratum, and we're gonna do it almost completely casually by, of course, flying towards the bottom of the city.
Right, because why would you want to fly through the middle where all the mayhem's going on? And you can just take a quick trip down here. So we're gonna fly to a very specific spot that when we try to like leave the map, it's gonna try to push us back in, but it kind of just gives up
And there
after
you
a
go.
while. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, okay. Like,
Yeah.
we tried. But yeah, we're just gonna fly all the way past the entire level
It's
into
not
the
your
final
fault
flight.
the game pushed you out of bounds. Like,
But he held the W key. Welcome to the final arena. There's normally like 4 drop-off locations, optional, very hard fights, and weapons we have to pick up. We're skipping all of them.
Yeah, so we're just gonna do another big arena fight here, kill a whole bunch of enemies off. So, Bobby, if you got some donations for us to read.
Absolutely. I have a $25 donation from Anonymous, who is an id Software dev. Said, id Software dev here. So excited to see Doom the Dark Ages in the marathon. Can't wait for you to blitz through the war on Hell in record time. Had to donate to get the boss rush unlocked. Good luck to the runners, and as always, rip and tear until it is done.
rip and tear.
Yeah, I'm so sorry for what I'm doing to your game right now.
Very
Much love.
quickly, it goes underappreciated how much we love id Software. Over the coming years, with speedrunning getting a rise, Eternal being super big in the speedrunning, and the release of Dark Ages, they've been super involved in our community.
That was id Software dev. I mean, you never know.
Feedback on changes, and it is so nice to see that from AAA Gaming.
Yeah, Hugo Martin, the game director for 2016, Eternal, and Dark Ages, sometimes just comes into our Discord and he'll just like pop a message in the general chat, just saying, hey, what's up? Or, you know, talking about the latest update or whatever. Like, it's super cool.
When I was doing a shield-only challenge run, Hugo Martin popped up in my stream and said, quote unquote, why?
That's a good question.
Welcome to Siege Part 1, arguably the longest level in the game, and oh,
Nice.
First try, first frame.
some walking, by the way. We're actually detouring midway through the level to grab the flail, the optimal melee weapon for any person.
Not for like the production behind the scenes, like the issues there. The run itself went really well. I'm happy with.
And now that we got
I don't think there's any
the
big
flail,
like
we're out of here. Why don't we pick it up? We'll
problems.
find out later.
Oh yeah, it's so funny. The exit is right there, and you can clip through the wall to get to the exit. Meanwhile, of course, it's faster to just teleport.
Yeah.
So-
Why not?
Yeah, for those who missed the mantle warping explanation, basically, the game forces you to be at the mantle location at the last frame of the mantle, but it uses your map coordinates for that check. So we
It's
just
more like-
move the map, and now we teleport.
More like the map override. It does coordinate check, and for some reason, like the coordinates of the
Little audio cut out.
will overwrite your player coordinates.
Yeah.
But only your like horizontal and not your vertical, like your height. It's such a
So
strange.
during that whole nerd rant, yeah, that's Siege Part 2, by the way.
Oh, yeah, it's just done
it's
now,
15
so-
seconds. Yeah. Are you sensing a pattern here?
Now on to the scariest and the coolest of the Mantle Warp skips.
This is one of my favorite tricks in the run. Meta, do you wanna?
Yes, I'll take care of this. Okay, so we are now in the chapter Abyssal Forest. So a unique quirk about this game that we actually discovered, I think separately, like Mantle War people found it, and I also found it in just working on the auto splitter. We have like a mission or like a map thing, and I noticed that multiple chapters can be on the same map. At the same time, Mantle Warp runners, of course, are you know, finding this kind of stuff here. And of course, with a very precise setup, which BT is doing right now. Did you get the zoom bug?
Yeah, that was the zoom out, so I actually had to use a different setup.
Okay, so yeah, there's two different setups which runners will have to know. One of which we'll do under the normal circumstances, and the second of which we will need to do if the game, sometimes when you do a mantle,
There
okay.
we go.
This is the scary part.
Hits
There
it.
we are,
It's
okay.
Not over yet, not
Wait.
over yet.
360.
Okay, the swag. Hey, we did it. Okay, so we now have gone from the very start of Abyssal Forge to the very end.
Also, small detail. There's this T here on the FPS. So we actually unlocked, this was more for Righteous Run, but we unlocked the dev tools for this game. So in case this went wrong, this was really the only thing that I was worried about, because there's not a great backup for not getting this. Because the setup, like if it just is wrong, you just miss completely. So I have like the dev tools enabled so we can like spawn into this fight if I missed it. But luckily we didn't have to use that. But if you're wondering what that little T stands for there, that's because the dev tools are unlocked.
Or sorry, Abyssal Forest to the Forge.
To the end of
But didn't need it.
Forge, sorry.
this skip skips 2 levels.
Two
not
full
one,
chapters.
2 levels. Like you normally would load out into the main menu and then go back into the mission before
For
this
cheating.
point, but yeah, we're here anyway.
Yeah, sure.
And spoiler alert, this is not the last time we'll be doing something like that.
Oh, what? Whatever could that mean? If you're wondering, Siege Part 1 and Siege Part 2, we could also do this way, but the map coordinates are actually locked to how far you could move them. If we could move the map further, we could just warp to the end of Siege Part 2 from Siege Part 1.
Yeah, if
But
you
we-
ever think like how could this get more broken? If we could find a way to get the auto map out of bounds within itself, then we could get a little bit crazier. But until someone finds that, I'm not sure if it'll get much more broken. We also picked up a shield rune here if you guys want to talk about what that does, even though it's not really big for any percent, which is kind of something we get.
Shield runes, which will be helpful during the boss rush a little bit. Basically, whenever you parry a ranged attack, a special ability will trigger. In this case, a little ground fissure that will damage any demon in front of BT. We don't really use them during the run, but just by the happenstance of getting to the last arena of Ancestral Forge, we just pick them up, which is just nice extra damage.
Yeah, nothing too crazy, but yeah, when we go back to the main menu.
Yeah, I mean, the audio stuff was like what it was, for sure. And also, the thing with setups between certain runs is that's when they play their ads, which, from what I heard, they bumped it up to 5 minutes of ads instead of just 3, like, per hour to help prevent pre-rolls and stuff like that for people joining the stream. So a lot of times, even if, like, things were set up, it's the donation host is going to kind of, like, transition out of the run into ads, 5 minutes of ads plays through, and then the donation host has to welcome people back from the ads into the next run or into the next segment. So it's like a guaranteed 5 minutes between runs, but then you add in the buffer between like the end of one run and the beginning of the next one. You can easily go up to like 10 minutes between those. But then, yeah, also different runs. Like, I know Halo ended up having issues anyways. Neon White took forever to set up. There are definitely troubleshooting issues, but a lot of the time waiting between runs was honestly just because of ads, unfortunately. Which is the state of Twitch.
Really quick.
Not really on GDQ for that one.
That's 25% complete. And we're just going to move on to the only title card in the game.
Oh,
So you can also see there I have the dev maps and saves enabled in case we needed them.
This happens.
it's okay. Sometimes you get booted to the menu if there's an error.
Right, here we go. Welcome to hell. Yeah, so for some reason there's no more title cards in the game, even though we go to other places, but it's kind of a cool one.
In case you're wondering where we are, you know?
Yeah. Doom Guy likes to stop in hell sometimes, you know.
It's never...
Oh my god, I love hell.
While you're here, can I tell people about an incentive that just opened up?
Oh, absolutely.
Sure thing.
Absolutely. So I just got told, and we've already raised $3,000 toward the $10,000.
I don't know why I couldn't mantle this thing.
Halo Reach.
It's like wouldn't work.
All I was given for a description here was
Yeah, it's so weird.
on grunts make a confetti explosion.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, so
I
if
don't-
that sounds cool to you, here you go. Donate towards that.
Very quickly, if you're wondering why we picked up the flail in Siege Part 1... Oh, just wait for the warp.
Yeah, this one's really particular. You can see me scrolling in.
I honestly forgot that was the reason we picked up the flail at all, or like a melee thing at all, is because we need to break the chests. Like, I would not have remembered that even being a thing unless Rytro pointed out, so, you know. Huge on him for bringing that back, because I at this point I'm like, oh yeah, that is why we got it, and not just for combat's sake.
We can hit it, but yeah, it's for breaking these chests, which is going to give us some gold. Like I said, we need 250 overall. We're going to break 2 chests, and in the next level, we're actually going to do some challenges, which give you different rewards depending on the level. Some give you gold, some give you weapon skins, some give you rubies. So we're going to do a couple things during this, including hitting 2 enemies with the same like floor stomp, and then dodging like 5 times to get a little bit more gold. But other than that, this is pretty much just another mech level. We're just doing a whole bunch of fighting, so if we have some lovely donations, which I'm sure we do, now's a great time to read off a whole bunch.
Also, I did not do the stomp here in time. I know if I kept punching him, this is going to mess up.
Saying, love
Also, parents donating again.
all these games. Go Blood Thunder.
Thank you. That's my parents. Thank you.
And we have a $1,000 donation.
Damn, parents is getting bodied by the 1K dono. Shoosh. Yeah, I had to make sure I didn't fuck this up. You can get more gold later, but you don't really want to ride in more gold after that.
From a tall shade of the color red, saying, can't wait to see my favorite Doom the Dark Ages level, Belly of the Beast.
I have tough news. We'll get into why later, but
Yeah, that's
About that.
All right, so y'all called for a train. You ready for the train to come rolling? We have a $6.66 donation from Phoenix saying 666 train for Doom in the Discord. $6.66 from Comfy Panda saying, once again, I'm a simple guy. Blood Thunder says to donate $6.66. I donate $6.66. Crush this Doom run. That's a $6.66 donation from Desiree BLG saying, until it is done. We have a $256.66 donation from Alex saying, to ending all the evil in the world and in hell, to an absolute rocking soundtrack.
Oh, by the way, shout outs to all the Doom soundtracks. I know people like to meme on Mick Gordon because he founded a genre of metal making these games, but Finishing Move did do a good job on this game. Some of the tracks like we're hearing right now, I listen to at the gym.
Yeah, big shout out to Finishing Move. They did do a great job here.
In case you're wondering, the shotgun, if you do a super special dodge, you get empowered shots, and that's the tech. You can go back to...
Fact that didn't count as a dodge is crazy.
All right, let's continue this train. We have a $6.66 donation from Kiwi saying...
Yeah, this part was not great.
Doom guy.
it's a good one.
Me too.
We have a $6.66 donation from JJ Schmidt 77 saying Doom Train.
Doom Train. Thank you, thank you.
And a $6.66 donation from Shadow that just says rip and tear.
Yeah, my favorite Sonic character, thank you. And we're mantle warping midway in this because, like we said, mantle warps don't change your height. So we kind of have to warp to hit this plane so that we have enough height to hit this plane.
This one's a little scary, but first try.
There we go.
Break the
That
chest,
seems
get
like
some
a-
more gold, and then we're going back into another big fight. So if that train's still going, we can read them out.
I've got some other donations here. We have a
Okay.
$50 donation from Shad saying rip and teleport.
Yes. That is exactly what we do.
We have a $100 donation from Verdant Hope saying rip
Yeah,
and
Verdant
teleport.
again.
You're rocking this premiere of Dark Ages on the GDQ stage.
Thank you.
And we have a $100 donation from Umbra Penumbra saying rip and tear Blood Thunder, all hail the Manta Warp.
Yeah.
And we have raised over $3,000 of the $10,000 needed for some fun sound effects and confetti in Halo Reach.
I think we could probably meet that incentive, I don't know, by the end of the boss rush, maybe?
Who knows? But by the way, shout outs to the person who just gave us a donation. Twitch.tv/UmbraPenumbra _. Your life will forever be changed.
So a lot of like really cool things happen in this game.
Doom games are what some rural people think cities are like.
There's just there early.
Sure.
So, like, we don't have to wait for the portal to open up. Later on, we'll see we can just like walk through a thing that we're supposed to actually interact with and just go on. So shout outs to id Software for just like leaving that in the game for us, you know.
Yeah, it almost feels like that some of these levels are designed in a way to where they knew we could clip through everything and then get to the end trigger and then teleport to the end. And honestly, it's been fun to see exactly how we, get through it. Oh, by the way.
Would you then say it is id-tended?
Ha, 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 good one.
I'm so sorry.
I like that one. I like that one.
Thank you.
Okay, so we just mantle warped into this level. Okay, mid-encounter is going to be one of the craziest sequences here. So there's a level challenge to blow up enough demons with barrel. Just gotten it. That's currency for later. Into mantle warp mid-encounter to...
I was doing so early.
We'll be using for the rest of the encounters, almost.
There we go. This is the coolest weapon in the game by far, so I'm so glad it gets used in any %.
It's the trailer gun.
Yeah, it's the cool one, the Ravager.
That is a minigun that uses a skull as ammo, and if you can think of something more metal than that, no, you can't.
So now that we've gotten our weapon and our upgrade part, we're just going to go straight to the end. So why not? There we go.
And we
Missed the platform, but hit the trigger,
okay.
so.
Yep.
You get to see our lovely friend, the dragon, yet again, Surat.
Woo! Our next dragon level, which will start actually pretty similar to the last one.
A skull that fires machine guns.
This is I.
Oh yeah, this is like the only unskippable cutscene in the game, I think, for some reason.
Hey, for those who wanted us to pet the dragon, it is required. All right?
There you go.
We didn't have a choice in the matter, so id Software, thank you.
I will say one thing about the dragon is I wish it had more skins. It needs some different colored wings. We have the red wings and the yellow wings for the other skin, but maybe some blue or some
I think
green.
they thought that the skin of their enemies was enough.
Yeah. So we're just gonna go right down here. The game's gonna try to push us up, and we're gonna just keep trying. It's like, oh, we tried. Oh,
Whoa.
There we go.
just gonna go down here through the wall. And essentially this level is just 2 big arena fights, and then along the way you're supposed to destroy these tentacles. This is essentially skipping the first arena fight by just getting the checkpoint where the wall would normally go down after that. So now we have the checkpoint, we can just go on.
I also want to shout out Spyro here because it feels very Spyro inspired, but I forgot to do that.
For the most part, they're just guiding you ready to go. You can also see how strong the auto aim is. I'm not even trying to hit it, and the bullets are just tracking so far.
Fun fact, the visual hitbox is a tiny bit different from, the actual hitbox of hitting it. I found that out during max sliders where you do minimum damage.
Say Spyro? I don't think I do.
So if you're missing, you know.
Yeah.
Because nothing's dying.
If I did, I don't remember it.
Doing some parrying to get past these tentacles, taking them down. Not a whole lot different than the tutorial part that we went through earlier. So if we got some more incentives to plug or some donations to read, Bobby, take it away.
Absolutely. We have a $25 donation to Doctors Without Borders from Rainer saying rip and tear, but also heal and save.
It's true.
We have a $250 donation from RMF that says, instead of one big donation at the end of the marathon I usually do, I've decided to donate $50 per day to spread out the love. I just decided this today, though, so here's $250 to make up for lost time. Speedrun straps. Rip and tear, baby.
That is, how'd I put it? That is some speedrunner math right there.
Agreed.
And we are almost at $4,000 of the $10,000 we need to have some headshots make some confetti explosions in Halo Reach. So keep getting those in.
Please.
That sounds like so much fun. And of course, benefiting Doctors Without Borders, that's a win-win right there.
Yeah. We do have a $5 donation from Covert Muffin that says, good luck, have fun, BloodThunder, with the run. Also, how do you feel about the word verticality?
I like it more in horizontality. So.
You know what? My thoughts are unchanged on that subject.
I don't even remember where that joke comes from. I think think it's like a tomato anus thing from like the last GDQ or something. Or maybe it came from his Ori and the Blind Forest rando run. I don't remember where it came from, but I was like, yeah, I haven't heard this joke in like 6 months to a year. Like this comment. This game feels less Doom to me, but I've only ever watched Doom games.
So much muffin. But yeah, we're coming.
Yo, Sword and Sorcerer, thank you.
We did also complete another challenge, the last that is going to give us the 250 gold that we need for upgrading the
Little of the muffin love. Sheesh.
the rubies as well. We're going to get a Ravestone later on, but we're pretty much set to upgrade that, which is going to be our main weapon of choice going into the late game. For now, it's going to be the unupgraded version, but it's still enough for most of the combat. On the dragon, we don't have to worry about flying through these things. And once we get past this, we're going to go into the final fight, but we're going to have one visit from a special enemy.
This looks like a gritty Borderlands.
This, the bigger ones, but in this run, we kind of only see a lot of those ones over, which is kind of interesting. There's actually an enemy that we won't even see in this game, a pretty big one. And if you want to see that, make sure you stay tuned for the boss rush incentive, because it actually is a boss. We just completely route him out of the game.
Just clicked.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you're the old one here.
So here's a lovely Cacodemon, a little bit of an upgrade from previous entries.
Yeah, it's the size of a health ship, which is terrifying. But yeah, you just dodge his attacks and shoot it, just like most other things on the dragon.
Dodge and...
Oh, I heard the baseline kick in. I'm ready for it.
Yep, another big fight where we just take out certain enemies, go for the Revenant at the end, and then once we get past this, we'll be going back to our lovely Mantle Warps. Have no fear, we're not done yet. Like, so there's 27 in the run, and we've probably only done like half, so.
Yeah, this is another type of encounter that we haven't, I think we've done a couple, but we haven't touched upon exactly the mechanics of how it works. But there's a leader demon here, and you cannot damage that leader demon until the purple meter has been drained. You drain the purple meter by rip and tearing, as is all things in this game. And once you've rip and teared enough through enough demons...
I think I was looking for the whiplash there too early. Once the
little imps we have over
Arachnotron.
after that meter's drained, we can just go rush and kill the leader, and as soon as he's dead, the counter's over.
Yeah, and I mean, now that we have the Ravager, this is pretty much the weapon of choice. It just absolutely shreds. I mean, shreds more than the Shredder. Like, what else?
It shreds skulls, that's how it fires. Yes, that's mechanically how it works. But yeah, no, just if you have a shotgun minigun at full ramp speed, yeah, there's just not a lot of things that can really contest that in the game. Impaler comes close for single targets, but this is for like drawn out multi-enemy encounters.
Oh yeah, and it's not even fully upgraded yet. So BT has grabbed, you know, we've been grabbing those rubies and the gold as we go through, and we're almost there, but it's still in its base state, and still this powerful.
Just let you know, almost there means the third to last mission of the game.
Okay.
Welcome to Spire of Narathul. This is arguably another contender for the longest level in the game.
Usually.
Yeah, maybe. But BloodThunder is going to make it not look like that because the end level trigger is on the starting islands.
Yeah, maybe one day devs will learn to not put the end right by the start.
I'm starting to think that they do it on purpose just because they want us to find it.
Ooh, I didn't remember this happening.
I would love we're slightly in the ground here. Oh, are we?
Yeah, I didn't know if you could hit that from underneath, so I was like, yeah, I'll just reload.
Show it off again.
Accidentally went to a pillar. That's a-okay. We just do the mantle warp again.
Yeah, so this one actually like puts you into the floor a little bit, which is why it's scary. A lot of times you do just go up like you're supposed to from this trick, but every now and then if you hit the wrong spot, you'll just go down. But hey, second try, no big deal. But yeah, this starts kind of the HPL Lovecraft-inspired Eldritch Horror section, which I think for most people to talk to is kind of their favorite. Unfortunately,
we're writing Cthulhu right now, and now we're in Cthulhu juice.
Yeah, so like these levels are super cool casually. Unfortunately, not only do we have mantle warps, but a lot of these levels
Early on? I mean, yeah, we explained mantle warps
they're on the same map. So
way before now.
to see where we're going. Once we go past this part where we swim, we don't have control over this. We'll be able to swim a little faster later, and we'll talk about the tech behind that. But right now we're just kind of floating nebulously in space.
Lore-wise, we just unleashed the old one, as they call him, so that we could go to the cosmic realm because they kidnapped our best friend's Commander Thera, and we need to rescue her. So, of course, we had to unleash a god, go to their realm, and yada blah, 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 Doom.
Yeah, classic Doom lore, really.
I can't believe that they set it up so well in 2016.
I have a donation from somebody who claims they are Doom Guy's best friend.
Oh. Very quickly, just one more warp, and then we'll hear it.
Just let it fall.
Just let it fall.
Oh. Hello.
So this is a spot where you're supposed to put in like this little thing you pick up. You can just walk through this portal, even casually. You don't actually need to put it in there.
End of the next level, by the way. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know that. When I have been running, I've been putting the thing in every single time.
All right, one more mantle warp, and we'll get to the end of this little level section. Where
That was actually a lot quicker than I thought it was.
Bobby, what's Doom Guy's best friend?
Yeah, so we got a $25 donation from Isabel the dog.
Oh yeah, this comment.
Nice, yes.
Saying, hey Doom Guy, Isabel here. It's always so much fun ripping and tearing with you. When we're done killing all these nasty demons, let's head back to the
I can't hear my keyboard here as much as I thought you would be able to.
bug catching and relax with a nice little picnic.
All right, thank you.
Oh wait, no, you can hear it.
Forever our best friends.
When we're not talking, you can hear it quite a bit.
Doom Eternal released on the same day. Do you notice that BloodThunder's wiggling a little?
Yeah, it may be a little hard to tell, but yeah, for these guys behind me, they can just see me furiously mashing left and right on my keyboard. You can't go that much faster in swimming. There's no like sprint mechanic in swimming, but we found that if you just kind of like tap left and right pretty fast, you don't have to mash it as fast as possible. You just go a little bit faster, and this is kind of the scariest map when it comes to the different mantle warps. This one that took us quite a while to kind of nail down, but we're just gonna...
Speaking of scariest versions of this map, normally you're supposed to casually play through this like battlefield of an arena, only to get teleported to a more effed up version of the battlefield of the arena. Turns out, you don't actually teleport, they just unhide the assets to you that the world was more effed up the whole time. So if we mantle warp to a later section of the level that we're not supposed to be, we can access the nightmare version of the level if we just hop and skip up here, and you'll see a little shield charge ring.
Yeah.
Fly through a completely non-existent portal.
Completely, yeah. Skip it.
So another fun swimming segment where I just mashing left and right, going through. And then the final part's a really cool one. So we mentioned Belly of the Beast earlier, and for some time on launch, people were messing around with different skips, and we found like shield boosting, which is not a thing that we really do in this category. But that level was just kind of the bane of any percent runner. They just like, we can do this, it's fast, it's, you know, but it's kind of awful to set up. It's not something anyone wants to do. And we had wheel clipping back then. This is actually the first time I think we do it in the run now, which allows us to walk through walls by just opening up the weapon wheel at a high frame rate. Anything above 60 works, but the higher the better. We're just going to casually jump past the thing real quick and pick up a Wravestone while we're talking about this. But one day I was just kind of messing around, just trying to find more ways to break the game. And I found that the end of the next level, Belly of the Beast, yeah, we're just going to bypass that.
They just didn't extend the wall.
This is like the one time I kind of go against my own rules for myself, is I really don't like talking about stuff before it comes on screen, but Belly of the Beast is kind of the exception because we just never go there. It's never on screen. But I probably should have waited until after we got to like this point to start talking about it, because I started super early. Because I probably should have like mentioned the wall. There's actually a different trick you can go for here, but I was having trouble with that in practice near the end. And like this is kind of a fun thing to show off, just jumping past the wall anyways, and it's easy, so I was like, I'm just gonna do that along the way. Yo, Shinda, what's going on? 6 a.m. Shoosh. And Herminate over on the YouTube chat, hello. And Mighty, hello. Hello, everybody, hello. Yeah, usually I always have the rule of like, if we're not looking at it on screen, if it's not a trick we're doing, if it's not a fight we're in, I'm not going to talk about it, because you don't really want to talk about stuff you can't visualize. So I'm like talking about the wheel clipping and stuff, which we won't even see for another like 30 seconds. In hindsight, I would definitely have started talking about that later. But I think I was also at the point where I needed to talk, because I didn't want to get to this point and have like donations being read, because I don't want to like cut them off when we're talking about Belly of the Beast skip, because it is like the biggest kind of skip in the game, right? So I kind of just started early and then like rambled until we got to here and then kept going.
Yeah, but that exists on this map too, and we can just basically clip past this door coming up, and once we get a mantle up to a Wravestone, and just completely skip that level. So for that person that donated, I'm so sorry. We will not be going to Belly of the Beast.
Sorry, Red. So at the end of the Belly of the Beast, like, okay, so lore-wise, Cthulhu stops you from getting here. He eats you. You spend a level in his stomach. You break out of his stomach, and then you fight your way back on this arena. That arena from this Belly of the Beast chapter is literally this arena. Like, there's no difference. Like, they just change it up a little. So if we get to the ends level of Belly of the Beast, then yeah, we just bypass the whole chapter.
So yeah, this isn't like a special corner we're doing this to. You can just pretty much do this anywhere you want in the game. And they did try to stop us. The stairs don't have any collision, so we need to be really careful to walk just on the edge.
The railing.
Yeah, we're just gonna run all the way up here. Be careful not to fall off.
I love the music that plays when you do this, dude.
I just
so
want to
good.
draw attention to that was the first time we used a tech that lets us clip through, I'm not joking, almost any wall in the game. And it's the 18th chapter out of 22 total missions.
Yeah, that's just
It's
how
just
crazy
too slow.
Manticore are.
Yeah, clipping through any wall you want is just too slow for this run.
Yeah, here's the final fight of Belly of the Beast. There's no enemies. There's no wall preventing us from just hitting the end level trigger.
Hi, Thera.
I do.
So, lore-wise, Doom Guy frickin' dies. Welcome to hell.
Well, this is like, what would this be? Like purgatory?
This is like, I think, the upper level of hell, you know?
Oh, yeah,
where
it's like
River Styx.
One of the
Yeah.
circles or whatever.
So, if you have a problem with Doom Guy dying, so do we, so we'll just try to get through this mission as fast as possible. Now, normally, you notice a trend that visually, the collision that we warp to is where it would be physically on the map that you see. But the end level trigger is on a ship in this level, and it's right beneath the map, so we're just falling to it.
Oh, this is tricky. Okay. Okay, this is fine. It's not ideal, but you ride this up. You lose like 20 seconds, but you still skip the entire...
Honestly, I don't even think it's 20 seconds worth of time. Like, you lose a little bit, but
One of the longest levels in the game as well.
wheel clipping in takes
This level's
quite a bit still, too.
in the run.
Also, should we just say what everyone's thinking when they're playing this game? It's like, how cool would a Captain America game be with this shield? Like,
You couldn't rip people in half in a Captain America game. I'll settle for this.
we could make some mods.
This is true. Welcome. Doom Guy got resurrected. This is one of the most casual levels in the game because we need to get to the end of the level, which is on top of a big ship. On top
Captain
of a
Argent's a good one.
And we could access the section, like the dragon section, to fly up there from Doom Guy, but only as Doom Guy. So it's just too slow, so we have to get Surratt and fly up there because Mantle Warps can't give us height. So BloodThunder will have to go through basically all 3 main encounters of this level.
But the fun thing is now that we have all of our upgrade materials, we can just go ahead and upgrade our weapon and make very quick work of these fights, actually. Just gonna go in here, upgraded.
We have another
wanna talk
incentive
about what
opening up, so let me know when I can talk about it.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so there's another boss rush for another game. Neon White is coming up after Halo Reach, and that boss rush has opened up for $20,000. We've raised $75 already. Rainbow Hell Rush, it's a gauntlet category. They're gonna race to complete Red Hell's Rush, Violet's Hell Rush, and Yellow's Hell Rush back to back to back after the main race. And we are almost, we've already gotten $5,600 out of the $10,000 for the Grunt Birthday Party mode.
Folks, as an FPS speedrunner, I cannot exclaim louder that Neon White is a banger of a run. Please get that boss rush. It's
Absolute
awesome.
must play.
Here's our friend the Cyber Demon, the only one that we're gonna see in the run. He does not stand a chance against the fully upgraded Ravager, which, if you're wondering what it does, why it's so cool, not only does it give us health when we kill enemies, it also gives us ammo back, which is very handy. And it just kind of just fuels the cycle. We can just tank this for basically the entire game. So we just won't run out of ammo, we won't run out of health. This fight is very stingy on how many big enemies it gives you, so you gotta kill off some of the fodder and then take out the Revenant, and fight 1 will be done.
Like, look at that health bar melt. Are you kidding me?
It's a pretty good gun.
It is literally like an infinite ammo death machine.
Which is the most Doom weapon you can ever have.
That gives you more ammo and healing, just because. Why not? Let it do everything.
Well, it's the first framer, right?
They nerfed it.
We are playing on a downcast version of the game, mainly just because they nerfed pulverizer damage to bosses. So in order to keep that, we're on, I believe, the first patch of the game, plus a hotfix.
Yeah, it's one of the middle patches because they kind of have this system where they can do tunable things where it doesn't actually go into the patch itself, but something you get from the server. So we're not only down patch, but we're also blocking our connection to their servers so that we don't have those tunables controlling our weapons, just so we can have this Ravager that just is so overpowered, especially when it gets into the
Yeah, I watched Neon White, but
here we'll see another
I still don't think the game's really for me.
cool big enemies spawn in. Okay, any second now.
I do love the tunables as a concept, by the way. Like, they're not inherently like a bad thing, even for speedrunning.
Yeah, they're very interesting because they allow you to make changes for the general audience, but if you're someone with a little bit of technical know-how, you can revert it to previous changes that aren't too accessible.
Yeah, it's like totally optional.
Yeah, it's neat.
Yeah, like they added those tunables for like the mech that saved like, I think, 40 seconds or
The
something like that.
dragon sections, yeah.
Yeah.
But they changed how the dragon section worked somewhat through a tunable, which made us save like 40, 45 seconds in the game. So
that's fight
Shout
number
out
2
to
done. We killed off the Komodo, which is one of the cooler new entries to the franchise. I must say, big fan of the Komodo.
thank goodness that's not included in the boss rush.
Okay, here we're in the
Yeah, Saber list.
phase. We got a couple more to kill.
When the game's designed to have that, like it kind of
Surratt.
takes away certain things
I love this shit.
for me personally.
Got some more donations to read.
But I just also don't really like the card system.
You have a
not like
flail.
Like I'm sure it's fine, but like for my own personal taste, it's not something I really want to have to deal with.
All right, take it away.
Because
It's awesome.
We're still trying to get that Grunt birthday party mode incentive set. We have a $25 donation from Anonymous says, ain't no party like a Grunt birthday party because a Grunt birthday party requires precision shooting by a squad of Spartans. And we have a $6.66 donation from Pyro Cheesecake saying, chat, let's rip and tear this Grunt birthday party incentive. And we do also have a $7.77 donation from Brosentia saying, am I doing this right? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes, you are. And we have a $50 donation from Brassling saying, Doom speedruns. Clip and tear.
Very small thing. We're picking up the Berserk power-up before BT gets on Surratt because it only counts down when you're in the Slayer mode, not Surratt mode.
Yeah, so even like the time runs out pretty quickly when you go into that little fight arena. It is just not going down this entire time. So when we get up to that ship way in the distance where the Khan Bishop is, we'll actually have that for the fight, which Berserk plus overpowered weapon equals like super overpowered Doom guy. It's pretty crazy.
We're about to fight the best character in any Doom game ever. It's going to be great.
Like I said, if you're wondering like, what does it look like if you actually like are struggling to fight these bosses? Well, that's why we have the incentive afterwards to showcase all that fun stuff. This will look like you blink and you miss it, but that's not the case for Rytro.
I would like to think that Berserk Doom guy is less super overpowered, whatever, and more just canon Doom guy. Like, that's just how he actually is.
Are you telling me that we go through like 90% of the game playing non-diegetically?
He's just having a good chill time, just being nerfed, and then, yeah, Berserk is like, that's go time.
I always
you know?
view it as like Super Saiyan. Like Goku's already strong, he just gets stronger. Oh, yeah, ship combat, all good. Is that big yellow eye included in the boss rush? I saw a health bar.
Uh-oh.
So to actually keep the Berserk, we need to do a mantle warp into the arena, even though running through the ship doesn't take that long. It is going to run out pretty quick, so we're just going to bypass all of this.
Just to clarify, there's no trigger that removes the Berserk or anything, right? It's
No,
just
this one's just
strictly
on the
like a
time.
time thing? Okay.
So here's the crate maker. Like I said, don't blink or you'll...
Berserk increases your fire rate, increases your damage, increases everything you do, and yeah, first phase over.
Bye-bye. See ya.
All right, no Berserk on this. However, Pulverizer's still pretty good.
Also, BT here loaded checkpoint and immediately dashed and meleeed 3 times. This skips one of the like auto stroller defense phases. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it skips the first bubble, which takes a very long time, and we just don't have the means to actually break it with the setup that we have. But now he's in a stun state, and we can just melt his health bar without him doing any more mechanics, which is just...
Yeah, so when you're in Glory Strike phase, that's just a flat damage resistance value. So if you still shoot the heck out of it, it still does a bit of damage.
I feel like we didn't even get time to talk about all like the different mechanics of that boss, but that's okay because we met the boss rush incentive, and that's where we'll talk about.
Yeah, give us like 15 minutes.
So I'm doing a bunch of cutscene skips here, reloading a checkpoint, and then trying to skip the cutscene yet again, and this is going to break us out of the mech that we were supposed to be in. So we're going to be a tiny Doom guy in a very large map. You can see the enemies just chilling around. And now there's like one specific spot on this entire map that we can actually mantle off of, which is why we do this. We want to mantle warp past one of the bosses that we're going to be seeing later on. But we actually have to walk pretty far, and the fact that we even found this is pretty incredible. We've looked all over. We do have some walking to do, but there's some interesting things that happen when you're not inside of the mech. Most of the destruction or collision has destruction properties, so we can just like run into it. If we throw our shields at these guys.
Yeah, wait, can you just like walk into the building?
Yeah,
It's like
we'll get to
mini.
them.
Oh yeah,
We're
this
just on
one
a-
coming up here.
Okay.
Also, all of these enemies, at first glance, they may look normal. As we get closer, I'll show that's not really the case because you're supposed to be in the mech and to kind of save resources. They just kind of downgraded the graphics a little bit.
but those are real cyber demons you see from
Yeah.
the mech. They're just super low res.
Our friend the Pinky and the Pinky Rider. Yeah. It's just always fun to see that as
So-
we go through.
And Cannon Doom guy. Now so this is Super Saiyan 2.
So we're doing all of this once again to get to a mantle spot here. And that's going to allow us to just go really, really far out of the map.
So
To our lovely friend, the final boss, Azrak.
yeah, so the reason why we think that this mantle warp is even doable here, because normally when you're designing collision for an Atlan section, you're not working with Doomslayer-sized collision, so all your collision's like mech-sized. But this building is slightly different textured from those around it, so we kind of think that this was a building that was meant to be in a Slayer section early in development, but then got scrapped and repurposed later for here. And because of that, we're able to warp all the way.
I believe you now that you looked everywhere because that is the most obscure spot to find a mantle.
And
So we just land on top of this invisible wall. Here's the final arena, but we actually need to load in the boss.
you can see Cthulhu in the background.
What is even for how good this game looks? It seems quite broken.
Just be very careful of all.
What is that? What does that mean?
But not all the way underneath the map. There's a little spot we can walk here. Summoning the boss by under.
When is how a game looks ever determined how broken it is?
Arena. So we're just gonna do a little wheel clip, and you can see that we're underneath the floor. If we get far enough into the arena, we can jump up
I feel like the other two games weren't this broken.
with.
Completely wrong.
This is the main event of the game. It's Azra, leader. of the
Horribly wrong.
armies, And we're gonna 1v1 him on Rust, bro.
A little bit further.
I'm assuming you can't just shoot him from like down here.
Not really, because there's just collision in the way, and then because there's different phases we have to interact with.
I do want to point out that there is a YOLO mantle warp to warp directly into this arena from out of bounds. However, it is super scary and not marathon safe.
Yeah, so the reason it's not safe is we still have not gotten a checkpoint in this level besides the opening. So even if if he kills me here before we get to the second phase, we have to go all the way back. So when we start walking, getting out of the mech, so it is a little bit scary.
Just keep shooting him.
Please be careful.
So I'm letting his buffer run out the purple stun phase, just because we go through a little cinematic if I try to get ammo back that way.
Oh, got hit.
Broken games look real pretty. Whoa.
Down.
If I'm a broken person, can I also look real pretty?
Don't worry. If you thought that was over, he's now Shadow the Hedgehog.
There's so much more.
Yeah, so you can just see why the Ravager here is just so overpowered. It just gives us all of the health to tank his hits, all of the ammo to just keep firing at him. We just really don't have to deal with the stuff.
Not getting hit because he's bad, getting hit because he's not getting the slow-mo from the parry, which means it's less time overall to shoot the heck out of him.
Yeah, and I mean, by the way, to give you just some
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff, Strabo, for current patch 80% Doom Eternal.
did the first phase and what? Like,
It just still unfortunately just doesn't really
and,
run well
it'll
on
be very similar for these other
stream for me, which is why we're not
I think I
doing it.
remember my casual playthrough, the 3 phases of
Unfortunately.
Azrak here probably took me like 16
Yeah, I
minutes.
did put together like a route using like
He has
punch
so
boost and
much
stuff.
depth, it's ridiculous.
Watch the Max Sliders run after this.
That'd still be pretty quick, pretty crazy.
All 3 phases phases took me 7 hours on max sliders first time through.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I really do.
Now, the really annoying phase where he just is not here, so we have to kind of deal with these little...
Parry the statues.
Some of these I'm just going to actually let me get hit by because parrying has a little bit of a slow-mo effect, which is kind of a controversial thing.
That was really close to dying, actually. I got a little too cocky with that one.
Yeah, we just do our best to avoid it taking some of the damage. Not doing parries here to also kind of avoid that slowdown mechanic. And using our melee to get more ammo just at the start, and then we can just go back to using the Ravager full time.
Please, id, give us a toggle for the slow-mo, please.
Yeah, supposedly they're working on it.
I had heard that. I hope that's...
So Ozrock phase 3, just like phases 1 and 2.
Sad part is even if they added it in, we can't use it with the down patch.
Your left finger gets a little sore by the end of it.
Yeah, throwing the shield doesn't do it that much damage overall, especially compared to just the Ravager going full speed, but it does a little bit over time, so we're just kind of throwing that away. And then, even though that was the final battle, there's the real final battle.
So yeah, final battle, and then this is the final mission.
So if you're wondering what's happened, this has happened a few times. It is when you try to go through the end screen too fast, it takes you to the main menu sometimes. But yeah, we can make
so
quick work
lore,
of this.
we beat Ozrock like by a lot, so like he ran away, and we're just trying to chase him down. So of course we'll get there as fast as possible by mantle warping directly onto his ship.
That was a frame of 8.
Frame elite.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're too early, it's fine, but too late is no good. There's no way to fix that. And a really cool thing I discovered when Mantle Warps first popped up, because it's the first thing I thought of. In the next part, we have a Berserk, but it's not based on time. It's based on just clearing the room and going past a certain trigger. And so when I heard we could just teleport, it's like, okay, can we grab this and just bypass that trigger? It turns out you can. So we're just going to grab that, Mantle Warp past the trigger.
Oh yeah, and by the way, even without Mantle Warps, we actually do have a way of carrying Berserk.
Yeah. So the Berserk running out is tied to completing that encounter. So if you can complete the counter first and then grab the Berserk after, you can still grab it for this boss fight. It's used in every other run.
So
Specifically, there's a trigger to...
Here's the final boss of the game. There's 2 phases. We're just going to get him down, and then this time, it's a much faster fight with Berserk.
He no longer has the Heart of Argent for the lore nerds, so that means he's like way weaker or something.
So take out the witch half. Very simple, and then we have to deal with him proper. He's going to try to, talk to us. We don't have time for that. But once this fight's over, time will be coming up pretty shortly.
Yeah, time is when the cutscene begins.
Such good boss.
Sorry, just enjoy the riff. It's pretty good.
Yeah, there's not really much that went wrong in that run at all, besides like the production stuff on the back ends, which just kind of ignored.
Yeah, at any point during that, you're like, man, I wish I could see it done a little bit, more intended.
There goes this guy yapping. One thing I forgot to mention here in my yap spiel that I didn't mention during Ritro's run. I really want to make a point to shout out Seeker for not only like finding as much as he did in this run, but for like also specifically helping me learn the Mantle Warps. So when I was like prepping stuff for this run for Indy, like we basically had a week left because I completely misjudged our ambassador stream shenanigans that I ended up streaming 60 hours the week before. And so I was actually like kind of freaked out going into this run like the week before, like the previous Saturday, Sunday. And then Seeker came in talking about like doing the thing with 10 FPS and tabbing. And I just like cleaned up my Mantle Warps like super easily. Like I was, we were getting like first try, first frame, or like just a couple buffers. So I was like, I forgot to do it here. And as I was like calming down from this and getting up for the next one, I was like, oh fuck, I forgot. Like the one big shout out that I wanted to do, was for Seeker. I did it during Ritro's run though, so. Seeker didn't see that afterwards, He was the GOAT for that. Made my life a whole lot less stressful. Yeah, those were the runs. I'm not gonna listen to my outro. I don't need to listen to that. Unless you guys have more questions about the event or the runs, I can answer real quick Probably won't stream too much more because honestly, I am still exhausted. I slept 15 hours yesterday, and I woke up and I've just gotten like a lot of stuff done, a lot of catch-up stuff, which I still need to do. I have like a page full of people I need to DM. We have a lot of stuff from the SGDQ Ambassador streams we did to catch up on, incentives. We got to relearn Fallout 4 with Tomato Anus. We got to do a co-op speedrun of BlazBlue Entropy Effect with Bobby at some point. There's a new DLC character for that we got to touch on. We got to play the Doom RPG, do a final Doom speedrun. We got to do a glitchless speedrun bingo at some point. That we may push for a while. That may be a down the road kind of thing. Oh yeah, he was doing the French language restream. That's right. I forgot about that. But yeah, a lot of stuff to figure out. Have I done Fallout 4 fast? I have. When the game came out, I did hold the record for some time in Fallout 4 80%. Then it just got to the point where the run pissed me off enough where I never want to touch the game, and I've not run that game in like 8 years. But as part of one of the incentives, well, to relearn 80% now that a lot of time has passed, and Tomato's like the record holder of that game is like constantly breaking 80% even more every time he streams, and he's a good friend and a fun person to be around. So at some point we'll get a stream scheduled with him. He'll teach me how to do that, and we'll get a new PB. On older consoles, not really. I tried running Doom 64 on console. Horrible experience, would not recommend, but that's the only other time I've tried playing on a console. All my runs are on PC. Skyrim main quest? No, I'm good on that one. And the next thing I want to dive into actually won't be a speedrun. The next thing we're really going to stream, which we'll probably do tomorrow, is playing the System Shock 2 remaster. So that potentially, like, very high potential to be my next speedrun and a project we're going to work on. I also really want to make a push for Amnesia the Bunker, like shell shock difficulty. So honestly, it's been on backup for GDQs 4 times in a row since it's come out. It can't be on backup for a 5th time, right? Like I gotta just completely juice that run as hard as I can to get it in. I have to do that on hotfix. I have not been reached out to about that, so that I want to really push. Soma, I would also really like to push to get that in a good state. There's a couple strats in that I need to work on as well. So that's kind of what I have on the horizon as far as speedruns go. We might still dabble with some Doom. I might want to do Limited, which is basically 80% without mantle warps or wheel clips, so like more traditional out of bounds, like finding gaps in collision, using grenade boost. We might mess with that. It could be a fun category to learn for this. I don't know if that requires like high FPS though, which is the only thing I need to look into. I've not actually had time to look into that category proper, but if that doesn't require high FPS, we could do that as well. And then, you know, all the incentive stuffs we gotta figure out, but it's kind of on the horizon for upcoming streams. But also got personal stuff I gotta deal with. I gotta go get a root canal on Thursday morning, so that's kind of a wrench in the plan coming back. Lovely. Actually earlier in the morning than I thought, which kind of is awful. Because it was scheduled for 1. I was like, that's not too bad of a time. And then they literally called me today and was like, can you move that to 10 a.m.? And I was like, you know what? I can because I need to get it done, but I don't want to wake up at 9. So yeah, we'll have some fun times this week for sure. But should be back tomorrow. Might try to stream a little bit earlier because if I do have to wake up that early on Thursday, I like to stream quite a bit. So potentially an earlier stream tomorrow. It depends on how much I sleep tonight. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for checking out the stream. If you're new around here, follow from the events, you know, I have all of my stuff over on the YouTubes, which the playthrough channel, we were pushing for the 1K sub mark before I left. We were really close. We were like 2 subs off. That got met at some point during the week because every day, once it got met, YouTube was like, sign up. So I have like 10 emails from them. So that channel is now fully monetized. So if you watch channels over there, it does support as well. But yeah, we got playthroughs and speedruns and all of our VODs. If you want to go back and watch anything of mine, Doom games, Indiana Jones, BioShock, whatever it may be, thousands of videos over there to get you caught up on. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. It's nice meeting everyone, seeing all the old faces, all the new faces. I honestly would usually raid, but I am so sleepy that I'm just gonna call it. We'll try to raid somebody tomorrow, but yeah, you can also come hang out in the Discord. I know we have some new faces in there as well. If you want to keep up with stuff offline, got a fun time in there. And yeah, thanks for all the support, both at the event and back here. I do appreciate it. See you tomorrow for System Shock 2 Remaster and potentially our next big speedrun project.